What's good, everybody? It's Parlay with the J. Today, I'm going to break down a parlay I have planned for tonight's game. I have the Celtics versus Miami. I really think this is going to be a good game, especially defensively. We've had some surprises so far this playoffs. Like we've had a couple of unusual blowouts that wasn't expected. Typically, playoff games are a lot closer than that, right? But especially with this team, the Celtics. We've seen what they did to KD and Kyrie. We've seen what they did to Giannis. So I do expect them to ball out like that again. Same thing with Miami. We've seen what they did to Trae Young. We even though James Harden's not quite the same, they gave James Harden and Joel Embiid a little bit of trouble. So I really like this matchup here, but let's kind of dive into it. So I took the under on Jimmy Butler. So maybe kind of controversial here because he's been one of the best players so far in the playoffs. But he hasn't faced a defensive team like the Celtics yet. Okay, so I mean he's played Atlanta. No one's really guarded him. Who's guarding him? Trae Young, Bogan. Okay, like it's just not the same. And then he played Philly. Danny Green. He can't guard him. James Harden can't guard him. Um, maybe Tyrese Maxey or whatever like that. But you know, um, I really think that he hasn't really played the same level of competition that the Celtics have. Celtics, you've seen what the Celtics have done to more talented players. So I mean, general so far in the playoffs, he's averaging 30 points per game on about per 38 minutes, shooting 54% from the field, and 33% from three. But against Boston in 2022, per 37 minutes, he averaged 22 points per game and 48% shooting. So that was 2 games this season. With that being said, considering that was against Boston and it's the playoffs, so they're gonna play a little bit harder defense. I'm not sure if Robert Williams is coming back. That's also gonna have an impact because Jimmy likes to get a lot of mid-range shots. He's not a great three-point shooter, so if Robert Williams can come back, that spells potential trouble. And I'll check that at the end of this video. Um, I do like him to score under 23.5. Okay, so definitely think about the kind of players that can stick in. Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart. Like they're not gonna have a problem switching. Okay. Next, I have here over Victor Oladipo over. I have this for a couple of reasons, right? And I've been hesitant to bet on Miami because um, they're so deep. Like you just don't know who's gonna kind of get more minutes night to night. Like we've seen Duncan Robinson not even playing like for games in the playoffs. So but if you look at Victor Oladipo, something I noticed, he's been getting pretty consistent good minutes. Just to read out a couple of minutes since the Hawks series: 23, 36, 27, 28, 21, 32, 18, 20. So it seems like it's safe to say he's going to get at least over 20, right? And if we look at the last 5 games, he has scored 11.4 points. Okay. So I do think they're going to use him a little more. He gets a little bit more minutes. And you can see that minute discrepancy in the next player I'm going to talk about here, right? Because they can kind of run Tyler Hero at point guard, but they really run him at shooting guard. And you have Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. They kind of run them interchangeably. But when you have a player like Victor Oladipo who can score and play a little better defense than Tyler Hero, that affects Tyler Hero's stats, right? So a lot of people are like, oh, Tyler Hero was dropping 20 during the season. Yeah, it was against some backups, and yeah, Victor Oladipo wasn't healthy, right? So he averaged 32 minutes and 20 points per game, right? 44% shooting, right? But if you look at his minutes in the playoffs, you notice they've gone down. Since May 2nd, 25, 18, 14, 11, 10. Excuse me, no, that's his points, which have gone down. But his minutes, started off at 33, then 29, then 27. He had one where he went 34 minutes. He only put up 11 points. 22 minutes, and then 16 minutes, right? So that's something to notice, to take notice of. But correlating with those minutes, his points have gone down. Okay. So I do like taking the under on him. So I'll put it this way. In the past, let's go to his past couple of games. And we're also gonna break down his games versus Boston. Okay. Um, in his last 5 games, he's averaged 12 points on 42% shooting and 20% from three. And Marcus Smart not gonna make it any easy on him. Jalen Brown's not gonna make it any easier on him. Okay, so Grant Williams not gonna make it any easier on him. All right, so I mean Celtics, defensively, I'm not saying I think that Celtics gonna win the game, but I do think, and I could be wrong. It's all statistical probabilities. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, you have to assume the risk and take a position. And my position is that the Celtics have a really good defense, and a player like Tyler Hero, who's been struggling against the physicality in the playoffs, but I noticed he's going to shoot similar, right? Against Boston, ironically, in 3 games this season, he has averaged 10 points on 30% shooting and 22% from the field. Okay. And the minutes are similar. In the last 5 games, 26 minutes. Against Boston, he averaged 31. Okay. 30, excuse me. So, I think I think we get a similar number there again. So with that being said, this is 3 legs. My odds got a little higher than what I usually hit here, 650. I was a little bit more aggressive in this game, in the player props in this game, but TBD. I do have 3 other parlays open over the course of tonight. I have 1 open tonight and 2 open tomorrow. Check the channel tomorrow evening for parlay I'm going to be placing tomorrow as well for the Mavericks Warriors game. And if you're betting tonight, best of luck. Tell me what you think about the parlay. If you disagree on Jimmy Butler, especially Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero, right? If you think that these 2 players are gonna step up to the big stage, playoff Jimmy is what they call them. So if you want to join the growing sports betting community, click the link in the description. We'd be more than glad to have you. At the end of the day, we're trying to make money and also enjoy watching sports. Good luck tonight, guys.